everyone. Daddy Warbucks here, and today we are finally continuing our playthrough of the Tyranny of Dragons. Gizmo Storm is the DM through the series, so we're gonna pass it off to him for the recap. Go ahead, Giz.
Alright. After chasing down multiple masks, you guys are now returning back to town, where you were immediately set upon by the Cult of the Dragon in another assassination attempt on you. And now that the fight is over, I know Rano said he was going to stay behind to do last rites on all these civilians that were there that got killed.
Yes.
Other than that, what would the party like to do?
3 years.
Hey, Dark Mage, thank you for the
We
reset,
should
buddy.
head to the council. They need to be apprised of the situation.
I don't suppose we could use this as an excuse to avoid the council.
Why?
Well, it just seems like every time we try to go there, we get attacked or distracted or something.
So how about we head just straight there this time?
No, all right.
I mean, we get in fights almost everywhere we go. It's what happens when you deal with a cult.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so we head as straightly as we can to the council.
All right. As you guys enter, you are met immediately by Leosin, who you guys see pretty much every time you come here. And he says he's glad that the messengers that he sent out found you guys to come for the council meeting, because this one is of extreme importance.
You sent that attack on us?
He sent the messengers. Remember the one messenger, the one...
Yeah, as a player, I remember. Actually, Asfa probably remembers too.
She is quite intelligent.
She's just dragging him.
And Leosin basically tells you that this meeting is extremely important because there is an ambassador for the dragons here. And he ushers you guys into the chamber where all the other ambassadors are sitting. You notice as you walk in, the one person that's out of place is a humanoid female, or a human female with silver hair, standing off to the side of where the king is sitting.
Why did I sit out of
Hey,
this?
Rano, do you know who that is?
Rano's not here. He's doing last rites for the villagers.
Oh, true. Okay, Crow, do you know who that is?
Do I know who that is?
No.
No, it's not one that you would have seen before.
Lyra?
And upon hearing your question, the king immediately ushers you guys, or directs you guys to have a seat. And then they introduce Elia, who has come from a council of dragons. And they want the human, or the humanoid council, to send delegates to talk to the Council of Dragons.
Interesting. Eddie,
You're invited to lunch?
I assume that the reason that you're so eager to have us here is that we're the delegates that you had in mind?
Well, you guys aren't attached to any faction directly, and you have the respect of most of the faction council, so it makes the most logical choice to send you guys in our stead.
Very well, then. Do we have a particular topic of conversation? Maybe we need to brush up on our politeness with dragons if we're going to be delegates, and maybe sort of learn a bit more about what's to be spoken about.
any assistance you can get from the metallic dragons would be appreciated.
Metallic dragons.
So these are ones we don't kill?
Oh God.
What's the difference?
Well, I have noticed that every time we dealt with the cult, the dragons were always, red, green, black,
Hey,
white.
Toronto
blue.
Gosh, how you doing today?
Like, never any gold ones, brass ones, silver ones. Although then again, no, we fought brass dragons and silver dragons.
So does this mean we're supposed to ask the metallic dragons to help us against Tiamat?
That is what this council would like you to do, is to convince them to assist us in stopping Tiamat from coming back.
And why would they want to do that? Aren't they dragons? Don't they want Tiamat?
The king looks at you like, basically like, what are you saying? Why would followers of Bahamut want Tiamat back?
Because they're dragons?
But if that's the case, then why do
That's
we need to
racist
convince them
against
to help
dragons.
stop Tiamat back? If Tiamat is the nemesis of the metallic dragons, like surely they'd just be happy to help.
As the
Or
king
they'd just
stands,
be out there doing it?
as the king stands up, Elia steps forward and says, "One of the council in the Council of Dragons wants to attack now with no regard for what you guys are doing to stop it." Which means he doesn't care about casualties on either side as long as it's not the metallic dragons.
Rono would have words about this.
It does stand to reason that a war between the two types of dragons would cause a lot of collateral damage to the smaller of us.
So what would our council have that could appease these metallic dragons? So that way they would assist us. Because going on faith alone, I don't know if they would be so kind.
I'm sure if please was enough, you'd have tried that already.
Well, us members of the council don't know what it's going to take to get the metallic to assist us and not go off and attack early or attack on their own. So you guys have our full authority to make whatever concessions or deals are required to get the metallic dragons to help us.
Beg, borrow.
So just so we're clear, you're willing to lose everything for their assistance.
Well, we don't want to go quite that far.
If we don't
So
get
there
their assistance,
are
are we going
some
to lose anything
stipulations to
everywhere?
this. So what are you willing to give up?
We don't even know what they would accept for concessions. You're going to have to figure that out when you're there.
So we're supposed to go and ask under what circumstances would they allow us to help and not get squished?
Don't-
Do we?
Don't they have like an ambassador there? You said there was a woman.
Yes, that's Elia.
So could we just ask her, like, what do you want from?
Yeah, what do you what do you want? Like, how? What is it that the dragons would want that would convince them not to attack and potentially destroy all of the humanoid species?
Well, that's going to be up to the individual different dragons, whether it be the bronze or the brass dragons or even the gold. That's going to be basically up to them. I do not know what is in their minds of what they would accept for concessions to help.
So do we gotta go around and try to woo all these dragons
But-
now?
But aren't you
have
an
an idea?
ambassador here asking us to come? I think I got lost somewhere.
I am here to get the delegation and fly them directly to the council.
We get to fly? Let's do it. Let's do it.
We're flying.
Last time we flew, we nearly crashed into a mountain. Just want to point that out to
Oh,
everyone.
we were flying a
it's a
castle. Maybe we
castle.
could fly a we could fly a dragon. That would be totally different.
I was thinking of like a bird, but dragons are cool. I mean, we don't have to make the deal the first time we meet them. We can, like, talk to them.
Do like this ambassador did and said, well, we would have to go and ask the council. But we could just find a dragon.
I suppose we're not really going to be able to figure out what it is they want, what we can offer, and what what all the terms and the niggly little parts are going to be without actually going there and speaking to them.
And we might get a dragon flight back. And if we have to do several rounds of this, we could get lots of dragon flights.
I don't think we would have time for several rounds of this. Time seems to be of the essence based on the way that things are progressing.
Well, let's grab the rides we can get.
But anyway, as far as I'm concerned, sure, I'll happily come and speak to your coalition of dragons and see what sort of arrangement we can come to.
All right, let's do it. Someone come get me.
So when do we leave?
I'm heading back to the council as soon as we are done here. If you have any other business that you need to do, shopping or anything, then you will have to provide your own transportation there.
I'm ready. Oh, we should wait for Rano.
Yeah, we need to grab him on the way.
We have to.
He's the one that keeps all of us alive.
I know, but he's just so. Look at me.
Rano does make it to the council meeting after doing the last rites.
So grumpy, and he has no such thing as fun.
Talking about me, boy.
God.
How fortuitous that I arrive as you begin to speak ill of me behind my back.
You were here.
We only knew you were here.
So to catch you up quickly, that woman over there is a dragon ambassador. She's going to fly us to talk to a bunch of metallic dragons to convince them not to kill all of us while they fight against the cult of the dragon. The council wants us to make any deal that we can sort of get away with to be able to convince the dragons to not, kill all of us while they kill the chromatic dragons.
And you caught the part where we get to fly on a dragon, right?
Does none of this strike you as odd?
Entirely, yes.
What if the dragons are in cahoots?
What kind of dragon is she?
Is who?
Silver, I think. She's got silver hair.
She a dragon?
I suppose, if nothing else, maybe we should see what they have to say.
Rano, what's the deal with the color of the dragon?
Oh, I'm not well versed in the draconic pantheon, but if I recall, there are essentially two kinds of dragons. There are the Chromatic Dragons, and those are the followers of Tiamat and her evil brood. Those would be the cult of the dragon that we've been fighting against all this time. And then there's Metallic Dragons. And the Metallics are worshippers of Bahamut. They're noble, lawful creatures. But
Well, she was an ambassador to the Metallics, so that's a good thing?
I don't know. When we involve ourselves with the workings of such powerful creatures, we have to ask, what is it that they desire from us? What are we indebting ourselves to? Even creatures of lawful alignment and morally just, beliefs can end up creating a lot of trouble for the little folk like us.
Well, isn't that why we're going to talk to them to figure that out?
We should hear them out, certainly, but be cautious. Agree to nothing without discussing it first.
And discuss at length so we can get several rides back and forth.
Is that all you're
Gossip is
concerned
nodding.
with?
I mean, it's like a plus.
Say
Maybe-
that. I get
Maybe
some
we
back.
can see if we can get her a bird to ride on or something. And she can ride around in the sky all she wants.
Well, you should temper your excitement. Being able to ride a dragon is quite an honor. We should show it the reverence it deserves.
Yeah, I told you guys, no fun.
The world is at stake, child. We do not have time for fun.
Real to stake, maybe you should
You know,
enjoy it.
I
Oh,
can
well.
look somber if it gets me a ride on a dragon.
So,
Are we ready to go? Do we need to do anything first?
well, we do, but do we have time to prepare before we go? We're low on supplies, reagents, things I had intended to buy before we were attacked.
Well, she said as soon as this meeting's over, she's heading back, and if we don't go then, we'd have to find our own way.
I suppose
Can
then
you
we
turn
don't
into a
have time.
dragon?
What?
Can you turn into a dragon?
No, I can't turn
I've
into
seen you
a
turn into
dragon.
other things. I've seen you turn into all sorts of things.
Turn into a dragon, I think he would have done it by now.
This is true.
Yeah, point.
That's fun.
Give me like 3 more levels.
So, off to the council? Or
We're at the council.
I'm gonna walk over.
Dragon.
What was her name?
Elia?
So I'll walk up to Elia, put my arm across my stomach, and give a brief bow. My comrades and I are ready whenever you are.
we bow to?
Krill will come up and perform one of the most elaborate bows you've ever seen in your life. You don't even know how he's managing to balance in the position that he's standing. He seems to be just fine.
Lou comes up and does a little curtsy. And
Well, just ask, are we leaving?
I
Nods at the party and says, "If you are ready to leave, we can depart immediately." And she heads out towards the balcony/roof.
Go ahead and follow.
Yeah.
Alright, by the time you guys get out there, you see this majestic looking silver dragon on the roof, perched, ready to go. And in a similar tone of voice, you hear her say, "If you are ready, we can leave now." It is more than 600 miles to get there, so we need to leave immediately because the Council of Dragons is already meeting.
For a trip so long,
Let's go.
how much time do you estimate that this will take?
It will take me 2 days to get there.
Oof. All right, then I wordlessly take my place.
Krill, hop on up.
Hopping in.
As if it gets on and she's just wiggling with excitement and then realizes that might disturb the dragon, she stops. And then she can't help herself and wiggles with excitement again.
Lou sits down next to Asfa so we can pest Serrano. We can group our minds together. I say, we just, like how little children do when they're in carriages. Like, are we there yet? We should do that, Toronto.
So I guess we get that long rest now, huh?
I'm dragon back.
It's a 2-day journey.
Very
I'm
restful.
Oh, we can get a sleep on the dragon. Asfa, this is amazing.
All right. She looks back to see that everyone is positioned and ready to go. She then launches into the air and starts heading, I believe it's north, to where the dragons are all meeting.
Going on an adventure.
So, long rest?
We really want that long rest.
I really want a long
I mean,
rest.
the last time we played, we got our tails kicked. So, I mean, that's...
All right. As you see the city fading in the background, and as you guys are traveling, she's flying low enough that you can see the countryside all around you. And you guys are flying over what looks like would be a village, except by the time you get there, so you can actually see it, you notice that it is mostly burnt buildings. You see the carcasses of dead animals. Basically, as you're flying, you can see all the villages en route that the cult has basically looted, raided, and razed to the ground.
Okay, that calms Osifa down.
Crow leans over to Rano and says, it's crazy. We must have killed well over 100 of them. Like, how many people do they have for them to still be able to muster this many people to go about raiding towns and whatnot?
I mean, it's not really a cult if you only have, a couple people.
Well, this
Sure.
this
But
only
that's-
reinforces my point. They deserve no mercy from us. And we should work as ruthlessly and as quickly as possible to prevent more villages from falling to this fate.
But however, can we? I mean, look at the scale. And look, there's just us.
But look at what we've done so far. And that was with just us. Imagine what would happen if an army of metallic dragons were at our backs.
Could also cause more of this.
This could be the turning point then. If the metallics join our cause, it could be the death knell for the cult of the dragon.
Upon hearing you say that, you can basically hear her reply back. A few of the counselors are ready to attack immediately, and I agree that an immediate attack is required. But I don't know if we can actually do it successfully or without a lot of casualties. If you can convince the rest of the council to join together and attack when you guys do, it will reduce casualties on both sides, for the dragons and for you, and all the other factions that you guys bring with you.
Well, I can only speak for myself, but we are already invested in this war. I will surely aid you when the time is necessary.
As long as it puts my blades at the throats of the cult. you can count on me to help.
I turn and look at Lou.
What are you looking at me for?
Well,
Asuka looks like she's feeling very small, but I'm willing to do my part.
Oh, so what? Hurrah! And he kind of, unenthusiastically shakes his arm. Woo, go kill dragons! Whatever.
I think in the end, so I think in the end, we're all ready to do our part, because either that or it's death.
and even if we die, at least then it will be an honorable death.
Oh, shut up about honor.
As you say that, you immediately hear a loud growl coming from below you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. It was...
Lou, quit upsetting the dragon.
We will push you off of here.
You wouldn't. And then he kind of takes a second glance around at some of you. Would you?
I mean, we would try to catch you, maybe.
I'll push you off. I mean, of course I'd try and catch you.
Joke's on you.
Upon hearing that part of the conversation, you can all feel a kind of a vibration in the dragon, as if the dragon was chuckling at this conversation that you guys are having. And as you guys near the end of the first day, off in the distance in the direction you guys have been heading, you can see what looks like 2 or 3 other dragons launch up from like a cliffside and fly off, heading north in the direction that you guys were originally heading.
What?
And then you immediately see her veer towards that same cliffside, where she then lands. It says you guys can rest here for the night. Upon landing, you guys can see that basically a meal has been set out. A small fire has already been lit.
Cozy. What kind of meal?
Okay.
I'm going to give another very deep bow. We appreciate your hospitality. This is too kind, and probably much nicer a meal than we've had in many days.
Yeah, I'm sick of rations.
I'm sick of berries.
Berries are nutritious, but they can't contest with some well-cooked vegetables. What do we have here?
It is an assortment of vegetables and small game.
Yes. Small meat.
That looks yummy. Thank you.
All right, so yes, taking a long rest. He said it.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yay.
I have spells again. Oh, and the staff. Oh, I don't. Okay, the staff is already charged. Cool.
Yeah, Staff of Power is fully charged again.
I got
Really?
all my things needed.
And Finron only used 1, maybe 2 of the stars off his robe, so they'd be charged too, because it's 1d6 plus 1, so I mean he's guaranteed to get 2. Any other magical items you guys need to roll for?
My staff only had like 2 charges left, so I think it's like a die plus something. I guess I should roll. I guess there's a chance I can roll a 1. Oh no, staff regains 1d6 plus 4, yeah. So my staff is fully charged. no matter what I roll.
Okay, we will leave in the morning once you guys are fully rested. You guys
Wait,
should be in
is anybody
advance.
still exhausted? Because we were in the tomb of Didarius, and then I thought people got a bunch of exhaustion and the mummy rot, and
Well, it took us like 5 days to get back as well, though.
oh, you're right, you're right. So we would be good. Okay, sorry for interrupting.
Oh, that's fine. It was actually a legitimate question. And I thought about that right after you said. It's like, wait a minute. It took them like 5 days, 6 days to get back. Any exhaustion they had would have been gone.
Okay, good
She then
news.
She then continues to say that some of the territory and areas ahead have been hit harder than what you've seen so far. Just to give you a heads up of how grim it's been with the cult attacking, the dragon attacks, and we will leave first thing in the morning. We will leave at first light.
Okay. So then
So we
in the
best get our
morning,
sleep in.
Rano's gonna wake up extra early to prepare his satchel full of good berries, go through his ritual prayers, and get ready for the journey.
I am trying to get as much sleep as possible.
Mechanically, we're gonna burn two slots for 20 good berries. We're just gonna hang on to those. Hopefully we won't need them.
All right, party's got 20 good berries. All right, notes taken. Anyways, you guys wake up in the morning, or those that are still sleeping get woken up. The rest of you guys are awake on your own. She's then like, are you ready to continue the journey?
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
Yep.
Yeah, as soon as you guys are all aboard, you guys then, he takes off and continues. And like she said, you can see small settlements that you guys fly over that are laying in ruins. You guys fly over some farmland. You can see that the farms have been destroyed, and you have like a farmer out there trying to redo his fields that have been destroyed. Off in the distance, you guys can see smoke billowing. And she basically says that that is from various other villages that have been destroyed by the cult.
Are the villages still burning? Is that what you said? There was smoke?
Yeah, there's still smoke rising, so they're in various stages of destruction. But for the most part, yeah, the villages have been destroyed, but some are, like I said, still burning.
Gosh. So does that mean this is more recent, or does that mean it was so badly devastated that...
At the distance that you're looking at it, you cannot tell if it's recent or if it was just that bad. It could be a combination of the two.
I mean, if it's like fields and stuff from farms, it wouldn't need even a lot to go up in flames. But still,
as we travel, yes, because like this is the second day. It's going to take a full day of traveling to reach the dragons, right?
Correct.
Okay. You ready to get annoyed? During that time, we're going to ritual cast divination, sitting and kind of meditating as the dragon flies, and like to commune with Father Sky and like to ask if the outcome is favorable, that the dragons will assist us. Curse you, divination magic!
All right, this is where I should make her take a detour so it adds another 8 days to the trip. Ha!
Oh, please, great creator, your humble servant seeks guidance. Lou, I need you to be quiet. I'm trying to concentrate.
I will say, shh. Don't you shush me. Shh. He just kind of grumbles himself.
You hear a voice that tells you, as it stands right now, you will fail. But your future actions have not been taken into consideration.
Oh no. Alright, so after receiving this message, Rano sits straight up, eyes open. Yeah, everyone, come here. I have received a divine message, inspiration from the Creator. I was like, clap my hands. Just
To tell you that we're going to have a great day today?
No, we are destined to fail.
I could have told you that. God.
That's not good.
Yes.
It's
We
really
are
not
doomed.
good. What do we do?
We are doomed to lose the dragon's favor. But the future is never set in stone. And just as a river or a wind can erode the stone over time, so can our actions. We have to choose carefully within the next day. Otherwise, all may be lost.
Do we know what choice to make?
I don't
No.
think that's how that works.
The gods never give such direct intervention. It is up to us to try and see the omens where they may be. And to be wary that we do not do anything to offend these mighty creatures. And I look at Lou.
What? Okay.
You know, that pushing you off of your options looking kind of good right now.
I would like to see you try.
I'm not between the two of you, am I?
I hope not. I'm weak.
Oh, right. So if I'm behind you, I could throw you over.
Oh, God.
Look, there's no need to panic, but we need to be cautious. I will continue to consult the signs. I'm gonna sit down and I would just continually, like, you don't need to actually give me any answers, Giz, but I would just, like, the remainder of the trip, if I'm uninterrupted, I would just keep ritual casting. Maybe not. I don't see it on my sheet. I must have got rid of it. We're just gonna keep ritual casting divination, hoping for an answer until I run out of herbs and spell components. Please give me guidance. And then we can continue. That's not good.
Maybe that's changed to an 82% chance of success.
Or it's not the 25% to give them a different answer.
Well, no, but I wasn't. You didn't have to actually do the spell again. It's just thematic. You're just gonna continue trying to glean insight from his tea leaves and bones and whatever else he's used to try and divine the future.
Ooh,
Yep.
maybe if you
I'm aware of that. I was just rolling it to see if you get a different answer than the first one. Because the
Okay.
spell is 25%.
But now I know it's a lie.
Hey, Rhonda, did you try tarot cards? I've heard those are pretty good too.
So, what?
You know the cards where you flip them around and they have like the pictures on them, and you're like, "Whoa, this is your sign." You know, the thing you use to scam dumb people with.
Those are a toy. This is a religious ceremony to allow me to speak directly to the divine.
You're looking at leaves, Rano.
I literally just spoke to a divinity, like this.
You can see he's kind of taking his hand and mocking you, making puppets.
I point accusingly. Haven't you done the exact same thing? You spoke with your patron not even a 10-day ago.
Well, yeah, but you get angry when I make fun of you, so it's more of a reaction. It's okay, Rado. You'll
I'm just
understand.
gonna turn my back to him and go back to my tea leaves.
Hey, Luke, give me a dex check.
Oh. Yeah, okay. I don't know why there's disadvantage.
You feel a tremble where you are sitting, but you manage to hang on. You then hear a chuckling sound. And the dragon immediately says, I only did that to get a reaction.
Hey!
I like this dragon.
Can we replace Lou with her as our traveling companion?
Stupid dragon knocking around.
When you say that, my eyes go wide and I gesture like, those are the things you're not supposed to say. We just talked about this.
Okay, new plan. If the dragons don't like us, we offer up Lou as sacrifice.
I'm not worth that much.
I start stroking my beard. I wonder how long I can silence Lou.
Well, actually, I was thinking the same thing. Maybe you guys are talking. I'll just keep hold of Lou in the back of the room and silence him.
You're just gonna keep your hand over my mouth the entire time.
No, I'm going to cast silence while grappling you.
Hey, I don't like this plan.
Now, I'm not a fan of that plan either. Doesn't give off a very respectful and dignified appearance in front of these majestic creatures.
Maybe, but I mean, as soon as I drop the silence and he starts talking, they'll understand why I did it.
Who's gonna kind of cross his arms?
Oh, now, don't be in a huff.
You're in a huff. And look at me, my name's Crow. I do magic and hit people.
That's right.
Is that your only defense? I'm starting to realize every time Lou gets upset, He does the, oh, look at me up. It's always the voice.
Shut up, Rano.
It's okay, young one.
That's why you're old.
I am old
can't
because
think of
I've lived to
anything.
see many harvests. One day, you too will be as white and vain as I.
Not if he keeps up with that mouth, he won't.
All right. After the second day of travel, you guys arrive, and you can see that it is a large cavern that she lands in. And she tells you that the council will resume first thing in the morning. And she points with her wing off to the side and says, you guys can rest there for the night. And tomorrow you will meet the rest of the council.
Is it just like a place in the cavern where we can set out our bedrolls, or have they prepared something like before?
It's basically a small room. Well, it's big enough for the five of you. But
Okay.
there's like no door on it. But you can tell that it's been recently carved out.
Cool. Alright. Well, it's the end of the day, so I'm gonna prop myself up and get ready to sleep.
I'll find a nice corner to curl up into.
Crow will also sleep.
Roland will be meditating in the corner, or against the wall.
I mean, if there's no
Set
light
a
in the
watch.
room, Crow just vanishes from everybody's sight. Because like it's not something that I have to do. It's just a
Yeah,
a trait of mine.
That's okay. Above the table, that's gonna be a problem. Because doesn't it say creatures that rely on dark vision? Like isn't that the wording?
Yeah, that's right.
Which means if we're in the dark, you're invisible to me. Which means I can't target you with spells. You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yes. So if I need healing, I have to step into the light.
That's right. You have to go, hey, I'm over here. Unforeseen consequences.
Crow, light a torch.
Above the table, I can see this one. Crow gets mortally wounded. I mean, to the point where he's got 1, maybe 2 hit points. Next thing you know, you see like the shadow, like crawling out of the figure crawling out of the shadows before you realize, oh, it's Crow and he's hurt bad.
But what if he falls unconscious while he's in the dark?
I think it doesn't rely on him being conscious.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's definitely a problem.
I don't know. We might.
Yeah. While in darkness, you are invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see you in that darkness.
Does that count as magical?
Doesn't matter if you rely on dark vision to see me in that dark vision.
Yeah, and that's
in
not
that darkness,
magic.
then
That's his class ability.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how that would work with like double sight, but
So
it don't matter.
people need to go ahead and get some blind sense going.
Yeah, I don't think I have access to that on the druid spell list.
Cool.
All right. Let me just check. Creature you can see. Creature you can see. Creature you can see. Ah, a creature you touch. So, if you get hurt, you need to run up next to me and go, I'm right here. So I can smack you. All right, anyway, that's... Oof.
Shenanigans.
It's a long rest.
Yes, well, yeah. Oh boy, oh boy.
So, how long do the good berries last again?
24 hours. So they would disappear at this point, and I would just make 20 more.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. As morning approaches, you can hear the main cavern getting busier as dragons, young dragons of basically dragons of pretty much all ages, come and go. You can hear the conversation of the dragons. You can hear like humanoid speech. You can hear basically any language you can understand. You probably hear. And you can tell that they are getting ready for the Dragon Council in the morning.
Okay. So,
Asifa brushes off her nicest clothes to dress in.
Oh yeah, we're probably all dressed in like, dirty, muddy, bloody clothes.
Wind blown too.
Well, I mean, if we had time to prepare, we could have washed some of us.
wait. I think.
Oh, I actually have a pair of fine clothes.
Oh wait, I have prestidigitation. Bloop. Goodbye, dirt.
So,
Ooh, can you do that for me too?
yeah,
Sure.
so Rolo just goes around just giving everybody a brush down. Let's clean that up.
Rano is not interested.
Crow is.
You see Lou, he gets in a very, bright red, golden trim, kind of buttons it up.
Wouldn't do for the hero to have salsa stains on his shirt.
Are we ready?
I believe so.
I think so. Let's do it.
So, we start to walk in where all the other people are, and I'm gonna kind of move in close to Lou. Stand up straight. Chin up.
Oh, before we enter the room, I kind of quickly whisper to everybody. So just in case it comes up, can anybody here not speak the language of dragons?
I can't.
I cannot.
Can anybody what? I didn't hear what you said.
Can anybody not speak the language of dragons?
I cannot.
I think you're the only one.
Yeah.
And Fenrirond, but Fenrirond's not really.
Okay, so if there's if anything needs translating, I'll be sure to let you know.
There is no need. As you see, I just kind of hold my hand up and I trace my finger around my ear.
Okay then.
Okay, so we have 2 ears.
I don't
that
think
can understand.
I think Crow's our best chance at this.
Wait, no. I can cast it twice. Because, oh, yeah, it's already linked. It's a ritual, and it doesn't require concentration. So if we have, well, I don't know, do we have, say, 20 minutes between the time we wake up to when we go in?
You do have time for that.
Okay, if we didn't, I would just burn the slots. But yeah, so I can comprehend languages myself, and who else needed it? Crow?
No,
Crow has it.
I can speak Draconic.
Literally anyone else.
Oh, was
Give it to
just-
Roland.
Does Roland speak Draconic?
Nope, I do not.
There you go. So now me and Roland can understand, but if we say any, like, we can't speak dragon. So if we want to say something, Lou, you will translate.
Wait, I'm what?
Well, Crow can speak dragon.
Crow can speak Draconic. I can't.
Yes, but didn't you tell us before that your pact gave you powers of persuasion? If any of us should be speaking, should be you.
But
Look, and I'm gonna walk forward. I'm gonna grab him by both shoulders, stare into your eyes very earnestly. Listen, this is too important. We cannot fail. So this would be the time to use your words and to be persuasive like you claim to be. We need you.
But the whole point of it is that's not a good idea. And I can't speak Draconic.
You might not need to.
Wait,
I mean, so far,
yeah, we are overlooking the whole point of they could speak common.
yeah, they could very well, and perhaps they will. I was just asking in case they say they speak among themselves in Draconic. It would be handy for a few of us to be able to know what they're saying, so that we can inform the others, and that'll inform our further decisions.
Well, now I feel foolish. Thank you a lot.
Also, me trying to charm, that's not a good idea.
I didn't say to charm them. I said to
That's
speak.
kind of what you said.
I would never
No, you
insinuate.
persuade.
That's how I that's a topic for another day. We'll just...
It's a morally gray area. We should...
All right. As
Let's
you guys
go.
enter the room, you can see that you now have the attention of the five largest dragons in the room. You can hear that the gold dragon basically says to the silver one, "These are the emissaries that they sent?" To which he says, "Yes, these are the emissaries that they sent. This is their delegation."
I'm gonna walk up, and again, in the same gesture that I had showed before, cross my fist across my chest and give a deep bow. I am Rano of the Misty Forest. These are my friends. And I gesture towards them.
Crow will step forward, perform a elaborate bow, and say, "I am known as Angry Crow."
Lou will step up and try to replicate what Crow did as best as he can. I am Lou from... He kind of hesitates for a minute. Waterdeep. And then he bows.
And Asifa stands up and sort of bows deferentially and says, "And I'm Asifa."
Roland doesn't bow, he just announces himself. I am Roland Nilo of the Feywild.
See Rano's shooting daggers at Roland. We're supposed to borrow. We've heard that you guys are considering an attack on the Cult of the Dragon.
Yes, and I think we should just attack immediately.
I agree.
Not wait for...
Wait, Rana, we're not supposed to...
Why not? It is the most logical thing to do.
No, but the...
But we don't want
Crow.
the side casualties.
Crow, back me up on this.
I would say that an attack on the cult should definitely be swift and decisive. However,
And without mercy.
It
course.
should be planned.
But some coordination between the the kingdoms of men and the power of you dragons should be coordinated, lest kind of get in each other's way, lest there be more casualties than there need be.
Lest we inadvertently work at cross purposes.
Plus, I mean, attacking from all sides with as many numbers as we can at the same time would surely ensure victory.
Any group that attacks on their own is likely to, even if they were to succeed, they would likely face significant casualties. But together and coordinated, our enemies would stand no chance, and Tiamat might never rise.
Where do you intend to attack the cult? We've been following them all around Faerun for months. Do you know of a base of operations, or where it is they call home? Where do you intend to attack?
We know of a couple places. We don't know if you guys are worthy of that information. You'll just get in our way. And this is coming from the large gold dragon. That looks like he's the one that's in charge of the entire meeting and the entire council.
Well, while I understand your position, considering us small folk seem somewhat insignificant to you dragons, we've spent the last few months fighting against them. Just the group of the 5 of us have taken out at least 100, probably a couple of hundred of members of the cult, and stopped a number of their operations, destroyed several of their bases, and thwarted and slain many of their leaders.
A second point to what my colleague was saying. Because of our endeavors, the cult is weaker than they would have been. Any opportunity for you to strike and win, it was afforded to you by our endeavors. We are very worthy.
One of the other dragons tells the gold dragon that, tells Pronthanir that he needs to calm down and hear basically both sides to decide what the best course is going to be.
We may not look like much, but beings as old and as wise as yourselves can surely know to look beyond appearance.
I don't. Oh, right. Shutting up. Never mind.
Serious face.
And not only that, an alliance would also allow us to even act as a distraction and give your side the opportunity and surprise to take out the Chromatic Dragons as fast as possible.
Furthermore, I understand that such majestic and great creatures as yourselves do not wish to risk your own ranks in this operation. Rest assured, we have made ourselves the face of the cult's enemy. They detest us. If you allow us to assist, they would focus their forces on us, and the casualties would be our own. You and your kind would be safe. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna wink at Lou with my only eye. I guess I blink.
It's not really a wink.
Like he's blinking.
What is he looking at me for? I don't think this is going very well.
I don't think so either.
But one thing that we were sent here to do is, beyond trying to convince you, is some sense of negotiation. I can't imagine what we could offer, being such as yourselves. But
Well, Crow, I just offered them our lives in exchange for their own.
Oh, I was thinking like, undying loyalty, that sort of thing. That works for me, so. But I mean, our lives are good too.
I turn and look. Are you guys not prepared to die for the cause?
of course,
I mean,
a hero is
I already
always
have,
ready
of
to lay
course.
down his life.
Of course I am. I already have.
Yeah, death. Woo. I mean, living is a good side bonus, but death, yeah.
I'm willing to die, but I would not like to die needlessly.
It is not without a need.
I would rather not die at all. That's kind of. Oh,
So
right.
what say you?
So how are they like a bunch? We just made a bunch of pleading our cases. Are they responding like hope in any kind of way favorably? Hopefully.
All right, you don't need to do the roll unless I ask for it.
Okay.
You can see that a few of the dragons, like Bronze, agrees that attacking with the factions is better than the dragons attacking on their own. But you can see that there are a couple that feel that the metallic dragons should just strike.
What is the downside of coordinating with us?
They said that we'll get in the way. They think we'll muck up
Well-
their operation.
But that's what coordination is for, so that we don't get in the way.
Oh, I was thinking more like, they're dragons, high and mighty, don't want to associate with.
So you said the what is it, Nimmer? They're reacting favorably, right? So I'm going to Rano is standing there, right? He's got his hands folded over his stomach, and noticing that their reaction is different than everyone else's. I'm gonna point my finger at the bronze dragon, and I'm going to send them a message, right? Telepathic message, so that we can speak secretly. I'm gonna ask, do you know of any way we can gain your brethren's favor?
All right, you hear a whisper back in your head. Your best option is to secure the council and their support for the factions. There are various different reasons why some of it do not agree with you guys, and some think it's best to just straight up attack. There are some dragons that are still neutral, that think it's best if we listen to all sides before making a decision. Dragons live a long time. There are some that are holding grudges. To basically get the entire council to support you guys and attack and work with the factions, you'll have to figure out what it is that, basically what grudge they're holding, how it can be rectified.
I don't. Mia, I have no idea what to do with that. So, very secretly, I'm gonna, message. Just relay that info, to the rest of the party. And I guess we're just gonna be like chain casting message so that we can have a super secret conversation.
I feel like what he's trying to say is we got to figure out each dragon's stances on it, and then try to persuade them their own way.
Here's a question then, right? So we're in this council room. There's all these dragons around. Is this a big like meeting situation, or are we free to kind of meander about and talk to people individually?
Once the council meeting started, it is just the 10 of you in here. Everyone else left as soon as you guys came out to join the meeting.
Sure, I get that. But I'm saying, like, does the conversation have to be public, a meeting, or can we go and talk to the Silver Dragon one-on-one? Or can we go and talk to the Brass Dragon one-on-one? Or is it all public discourse?
With them still in their dragon forms, it is public discourse.
Okay. All right, guys. I'm at the end of my rope here. What about we beg?
Which one looks like he's the most resistant to joining us?
I think that's Gold. Gold was the leader who was
wanted to attack immediately. Yeah. And then they said the bronze one, I don't know the name. That was the one that was more lenient, right?
Yes.
All right. So I'll turn to the gold one, and I'll say, Mighty Pratantha. It seems to me that you're the primary one that thinks that we're not worthy and that we would just get in the way. Now, if you and your dragons were to attack the cult, you would have to deal with not just other dragons, but members of the small folk, those that work with dragons and obviously know their various weaknesses and are able to exploit them. We've been very effective in combating them so far. In fact, we've even just as a kind of a testament to what some small folk are capable of. And again, I say that's just with I know there are only 5 of us here, but that's just with the 6 of us working coordinated in unison. What do you think armies of hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands could do when working together with an army of dragons? Surely no force on this world would stand a chance. And is not working together with the human race the best course? I mean, would you really risk the potential resurrection of Tiamat over
Rano's gonna perk
differences?
Up, right? When you mention working with the human race.
The human.
Rano holds up his finger. I take offense to that idea. Now, you humans have had plenty of time to muck things up on your own, leaving the other races of Faerun to suffer. I mean, my people have seen that firsthand. And so have your people, have they not, mighty dragon?
Luke kind of rolls his eyes. I take offense to your face, Rano. Okay? Just... You know what he meant. It was a simple misspoken.
But Asifa jabs Lou in the ribs with her elbow.
Ow! Wait, he's putting the
Shush.
But regardless of the shortcomings of man, we have to work together. Just as I have ventured all over the continent with these people for the betterment of all. We need to work together. I'm guessing it didn't land.
You look over at Crow, and basically he says, the world's most blighted creatures descend from humans who bargained with dark forces for power, like the Unti, and then with a growl in his voice and staring at Lou, and tieflings.
Wait, what? Lou was obviously staring off into space. He was kind of dozing out a minute.
I hold my hands out. I understand. My tribe was destroyed by humanity's greed. Everyone I know, my mate, my young ones, gone. And I spent many years hating them, wishing the most horrible fate. But humanity's shortcomings, they cannot all be judged for the crimes of a few. Even the tieflings that you so point out. Asmodeus's influence is apparent as the red on his skin. But that does not mean that my friend here is a bad person.
Lou kind of coughs for a minute.
I agree that there are both good and bad and lesser races.
I hasten to point out that there were silver dragons and brass dragons that attacked us, that seem to be working with the cult as well. Could the same not be applied to dragonkind? That sometimes that there are those that fall short of the majesty of the metallic dragons.
I'm gonna lean in close. Is it not possible that they were acting not of their own free will? I mean, you make a good point, but it's possible you will make him angry. Don't the dragon masks rob the dragons of any choice in the matter?
I can't really say. I don't know. I don't really know what kind of magics to that end would be effective on dragons.
I think we were told as much.
If we were, then Crow has forgotten.
Me too. I don't think I ever knew what the masks did.
Well, that's why they had us searching for them, because they subjugate the dragons. Like the white mask, like can control white dragons, the black mask control black dragons, green mask.
Oh,
That's why we were hunting them down.
but those are chromatic. I mean, those were chromatic masks and chromatic dragons.
The ones that we've seen. Does that mean that others don't also exist?
Oh, okay.
I cannot speak for the few dragons that have veered off of the path and have attacked you guys. But the lesser races, their craving of power, despite that they don't have the physical limitation, they have physical limitations, and it makes them dangerous. The humanoids have little time to learn the wisdom to direct the capabilities for that power.
But if we were coordinating with you, wouldn't we do better?
Indeed, with the wisdom of the dragons on our side, the human race can, and the humanoid races in general, could surely benefit. Sort of hiding away from and just leaving us to our own devices just lets any existing problems sort of compound. And so without the benefit of such long-lived and wise creatures, we have only the brief moments in our lives to be able to experience and pass on what we learn. You're right, we are too short-lived to be able to glean your great wisdom, but you don't have that limitation, and you're more than capable of passing it on to others. It may take time for us to learn, but that's something that you dragons have in abundance.
Even the long-living elves have used their magic and their wisdom, as you put it. Basically, it's... Hang on, I'm trying to figure out how to do this argument. It's... In their long lives, their knowledge has been a detriment to the dragon kind in the past. They made all the dragons across Faerun go mad with rage, which could be what the ones that have attacked you could have still been suffering from.
If you're still upset about the mythal, how can we... If you're still upset about the mythal, there is nothing about the past that can be changed. We should move on, friend.
Indeed, all we can do is apologize about the mistakes of the past and work to not recreate them.
This is true.
An apology from you is not what I seek for the damages that the elves have done with the mythal.
Then what is it that you seek?
Who would be a satisfactory substitute?
With a growl in his voice.
Wait! Oh, I know this! I'm an enclave! King Melendrak, my friend from the Misty Forest. Would he be a suitable stand-in for the elven race?
Can you get him to actually apologize for it?
King Melendrak is a friend of mine. He owes me. I believe I could.
And thus, also, the Council of the Factions has agreed to do almost as much as anything to work with you.
That's a good point. They did say anything. We're as good as already got it.
Well, with you promising that you can get King Melendrak to apologize, you can see that his attitude has lightened up. He's still not completely trusting as he looks back and forth between Lou and Roland.
Oh, no.
All right.
I kind of glance over to Roland.
What did you do, Lou?
What did you do? Well, I mean, I could think of what I did, but you're the one that's all mysterious, so.
Well, that's true. I'm not entirely sure what I did. Crap. We'll have to discuss it later.
Yeah, I think we're both in for it.
He seems like he's coming around to us, right?
A little bit. Not completely on your side, but he does seem like he is coming around a little bit.
All right. Let's let that one stew for a minute. Let's go with Taz McKella. So I turn to the copper dragon, and I kind of clap my hands and hold them again in front of me. And what of you? How is it that we can persuade you to join us?
Well, oh, wait a minute, female voice. I don't do female voice.
It's a dragon, right? Yeah. Not pretty.
Yeah, very masculine female voice. There we go. I agree with Prompt Banner that we should attack. However, I'm not convinced that we will succeed. And having humanoid allies would reduce the casualties for both sides.
I would give anything to have you on our side. My life is in your hands.
Indeed, the life of a great many humanoids are in your hands.
Okay, while you guys are saying that, you can see that she's like sniffing the air as if there's a scent of something that caught her attention. And then a look of recognition goes across her draconic face, and she looks right down at Crow.
Kind of glanced at Crow. Oh.
Uh-oh. What'd you do? What did you do, Crow?
I kind of give her a questioning look.
Where did you get that?
Where did I get what? I have a great many things.
My cloak on your back.
The cloak. I believe I took it from a white dragon that we killed. That was a member of the cult, working with the cult. Part of their horde. I forget the name of the dragon.
Wasn't that Arathantor? The Great White Death.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Arathantor, the Great White Death. We did battle with him in the ice caves of the.
Oh, yeah, I've forgotten.
And
Rano is literally whispering, "Oh, you have forgotten."
Oh, you have forgotten. That's the place. It has served me incredibly well in dealing with dragons. I even managed to chase off a green dragon through use of it. Had many tricks to try and get away, but was not capable of doing so.
All I know is at one point, that cloak was part of my horde until it was stolen.
Indeed. Well, do you want it back? If it's your wish, I will happily return it to you. but I would state that in terms of using it to defeat the cult, it has been an invaluable tool for me, and perhaps once our business with the cult is concluded, I could give it back then. But if it is your earnest wish, I can return it to you now.
That cloak was part of a Black Dragon's horde that I got after killing the Black Dragon, after a very long battle. It held sentimental value for me as basically a prize, a trophy from that battle. So a thief stole it from my horde.
Likely the white dragon that I slew, or that we slew together. Though that battle was much shorter. Likely this white dragon was
I say whiter
a little sneakier and clearly not as powerful as the dragon that you must have fought.
I'm going to just look at Crow and like nod my head towards the dragon. And I will mouth the word anything.
So, as I stated, if it is indeed your earnest wish, I will happily return the cloak to you now, or I can return it to you once our business with the cult is concluded. Either way, I claim no ownership of it.
You see her start to walk towards you, and then in a magical swirl, there is now a human female with long copper hair, like almost to the back of her knees, and she approaches you.
Okay, I'll take the cloak from my back. I will fold it up and hand it out to her with a sort of a bowed head.
Thank you, human. Then she goes back to where she was sitting, or close to it, because you see that there is a chair there that she's now sitting on instead of basically perched up behind it.
So she takes the cloak?
Yes, she does.
Okay.
So, what else? How else can we prove that we are an asset worth aligning with? Words are hard.
You then hear, what dragon? The brass dragon. Says, and what do you plan to do with what you get after you defeat the cult, if we manage to defeat them?
Me?
Don't it?
I want nothing. I do not have a want for coin and treasure. You are welcome to keep anything that I may claim.
Indeed, such is my wish as well. My wish is only to see my blades at the throat of the cult.
I get to go home to my family and ensure their safety.
And what does your humanoid council plan to do with the masks?
I do not care what the council plans to do. The masks are far too dangerous to be left unchecked. I would prefer them back in the hands of you, where they could be protected from others that would seek to use them for ill.
Once they've been deprived from the cult, the humans would have no need of them.
Indeed, the masks and their nature would be best suited to be kept in your care, since you're the least likely to let them fall into the wrong hands.
As the cult has already done.
Can you guarantee me that the masks will be handed over?
We would do it personally.
Yeah, any mask that we come across, we will happily hand over to you.
No humanoid would oppose us. We would ensure that you get them.
The bronze dragon then says, and what of all the innocents that you guys kill while you fight this cult?
Wait. We're here asking you to coordinate with us. What about the innocents that you would slay in the process while you are doing it if you don't coordinate with us?
Shut up, Lucifer.
Sorry.
I'm referring to the innocents that you guys, the innocent blood you guys have already spilt just to get to where we stand right now today.
How much innocent blood have we spilled?
All those citizens in that street that we were just at 2 days ago.
The cult attacked us. We didn't kill those people.
He's not even here. Why?
I need a refresher. I couldn't remember.
The loss of any life is most regrettable. And it is unfortunate that people have been hurt along the way. We seek to put an end to this, to make sure that none others need lose their lives. But I have said the last rites for those that have passed, and I have ensured that they have moved on to the Summerlands.
And what of the slaves that you guys have killed while pursuing the cult?
Slaves.
We have all heard about your attack with Cholth and the elven slaves he had that you guys killed.
What is that?
Did we kill slaves?
Any slaves killed was merely done in defense of ourselves. If we had a way to not kill them, we would surely have done so.
Yes, it is true. They may have been unwilling participants, but they did follow their orders. They attacked us, and they intended to harm us. And more importantly, they intended to, because of their interference, the Cult of the Dragon escaped with the Green Dragon mask. They had a choice. They could have came with us.
From reports that I've heard, you didn't even give them that chance. At the immediate start of a fight, all accounts I have is Hunger of Hadar was immediately cast upon them before they could even get within range to attack you.
It is us or them.
Wonder where I heard that.
Let me ask you, kind and noble dragon. When you are attacked, do you give your enemy an opportunity to kill you first?
How do you know that they attacked and it wasn't a coerced attack? How do you know they attacked of their own free will?
Where is he getting this information? I mean, come on. What's done is done. It is regrettable. The Harpers and the Order of the Gauntlet.
Neither of whom were there.
Yeah, right.
And both which are on the council and have received your guys' reports. Plus,
I don't remember ever saying that.
you guys did not kill anyone or everyone in there. There was a few that got out.
Well, regardless, we can't.
That's where he gets his information from.
And as mentioned before, if there was a way to prevent any such deaths, we would have done so. However, to protect ourselves, we must do what we have to in order to keep our lives together as well.
Well, as we did at that one castle, we didn't harm any of the servants there, or the kitchen staff, or any of them.
This is true. I'm sure
We've only done as we needed.
your servants haven't told you that, have they? And I find it very ironic that we argue about ethics when you guys were just planning on attacking and slaughtering all of the humans. Working with us is the best way to minimize casualties on all sides. Well, maybe not on the cult side. See, Lou, this is where you were supposed to step in. You're supposed to use your awesome, persuasion powers to go, nah, that didn't happen. You got bad intel.
And tell the story in a
you-
manner.
Where were you?
You guys precisely told me to be quiet.
To not to be quiet.
Shut up. I don't want to offend him. I'm playing it safe. I'm playing the safe game.
All right, where are we at?
So how's our read on the room doing?
Well, you can tell that a couple of them are looking at you a little bit more favorably than when this meeting first started. You can see that the brass dragon is on your side. And the others are somewhere in between. From the conversations that the dragons are having, while your guys' conversations are going on, you can see that the gold dragon still wants to just attack immediately. And you can tell that a couple of the dragons agree with him wholeheartedly, but they have their doubts. And then you can tell that there's a few that don't think that would be a good idea, or they are completely neutral, still waiting to hear all sides of the discussion.
What
What are the other sides?
Yeah, like we've been saying the same things over. Like, who still needs to talk?
Right. So you guys are getting the apology from King Melandrock.
Mm-hmm.
You're handing over all of the masks to the metallic dragons as soon as you find them,
Yes.
including any you get after the battle.
And Crow already
one
returned
moment,
to the
please. I need to confer with my friends. Everyone huddle up. This isn't going well.
So now we offer Lou as sacrifice.
No, we're not offering me as a sacrifice,
No.
Roland.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That one, and I'm gonna point to whoever it was. Was it the brass? dragon? It was. I think it was the brass that was.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Whichever one it was that's been accusing us. That would certainly make them mad. We don't want to do that. I think I have one other gambit. What do you guys know about dragons?
Nothing
Well.
at all.
Hard to kill.
Crow could probably list a number of things.
I know that they look like that, and he kind of points over to them. That's it.
I know a number of things about dragons. I've spent some time studying them since a number of dragons are our enemies on the cult side.
Now's not the time to speak in riddles.
Yes, I know, and I know things about dragons. What?
So come on, tell.
I guess maybe we can offer them any other treasure that we find besides the masks. I mean, I have no need of coin.
Well,
Coins and
wait, I
trinkets.
don't know
Dragons
about
do
that.
like treasure.
We can't. The treasure that the cult has is what they've been stealing from people on the Sword Coast. It needs to be returned.
It's true.
I'm sure they would like their lives more than their stolen goods.
Yeah, but they don't seem to think that we would be responsible for saving their lives.
That's what's wrong with you humans. As long as you survive, it's good enough, huh?
I mean,
To be fair, there's only 2 humans here.
yeah, that's also true.
Roland's an elf.
Yes.
I always forget because you have a mask on.
Yep.
You probably want to keep that a secret since this guy's got a grudge against the elves.
I think he already knows. He made it very clear.
No,
Yeah.
he said about him being a warlock. Anyway,
He mentioned tieflings and elves, and then he glanced at us.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Before discussing the mythal, he glared at Lou and at Roland. So I'm pretty
Oh
sure
yeah, we're both warlocks. I forgot.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot you were a warlock, man.
Okay, so we can offer them treasure. What else do we have?
Maybe as a like an embassy or something that perhaps we can begin to have a
Wait,
relations and discourse with the dragons, between the dragons and the humanoid races.
an embassy. That is a stupid idea. All right, so turning around from the huddle, I'm gonna hold out my arms on either side. Like, what if we give you treasure? And I'm just gonna shout it out there.
You notice that all 5 dragons immediately perk up. Even the copper one in human form perks up. How much treasure are we talking about? We know that your council will divide it amongst the 12 councils, or the 12 different factions. So how much treasure are we talking about here?
Well, we know that the Cult of the Dragon has been pillaging and looting, amassing a hoard to Lord Tiamat herself. It must be a truly massive amount of wealth.
Come on, you got this.
You will get an equal portion of the hoard. divided evenly among the other factions? And I look and I shrug. Is it working?
So instead of dividing what horde they're building for Tiamat, instead of dividing that by 12 for each faction, you're basically going to divide it, 10 factions. You're going to divide it by 15 so we all get an equal share of what the other factions do.
Does that
I thought we didn't want to give the treasure to the factions either.
I don't. But you, and I point to Crow, said that they would be better off with their life than their gold.
Crow didn't say that.
Who did?
Yep, Roland did.
Oh, I'm going to point to Crow mistakenly. You all look alike. The factions did say they would give anything to gain your allegiance. As we are their ambassadors, we have the authority to make decisions on their behalf, don't we? And I look to my party.
That is true.
So it was said.
So you will get all the portions. And I turn to the party, and if the other factions try to come and kill us for this, we will deal with that later.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
The Copper Dragon stands up and says, "That is generous, but the other factions will never show if they know that they will receive none of the treasure.
They will. They have agreed to this.
An equal share is sufficient for us." You see all the dragons nodding in agreement that an equal share is all they need for what comes from the treasure.
Did we win?
Okay. An equal share it is. It is agreed.
All right. This is quite an honor, and I bow. You just stand around awkwardly. So, do we have an accord?
We will take into account everything that you have said and everything you have offered. The very long-named Silver Dragon, Aaliyah.
You mean Otear Liakarnos?
Yep, that's the one. Like I said, let's go with her humanoid form name, because that's a lot easier. We'll return you guys back to your council to let them know. She then immediately says, "As long as I don't have to deal with that Ambassador Braun Amble, I will."
We can keep him away from you, or
What is your
Is
grudge
it?
with him?
Have you seen the silver armor that he wears?
Yes.
I've noted it, yes.
With a very deep and angry growl, she replies, "That was my niece."
Oh no. How terrible.
He did not.
well, as soon as I know who he is, we will keep him away from you.
One of his ancestors slew my niece, and his family line's been passing that armor down ever since.
Well, even though the accord has already been reached, we are no longer indebted to you. But maybe we can arrange for this to be returned to you? Because we're good people. We do that.
Yeah. That does sound
sounds
horribly
right.
offensive. Yeah, absolutely.
Her death was not the only one that they have done during their dragon moot. They've wrongfully accused multiple dragons and they've been wrongful deaths caused by the dragon moots.
Well, we are already to acquire one apology. Would you also like a formal written statement of sincere... I lost the words. Lou?
Forgiveness.
Yeah.
Can you guarantee that he will return the armor and make the apology?
The council has given us the authority to relinquish anything needed.
You then hear Propender say, well, do we work with them or do we attack now? He's basically calling for all the dragons to cast a vote.
Oh no.
Propender says he is not.
He is not working with us, or he is not attacking?
He does not want to wait.
Oh no.
Then he then he looks at Aaliyah, or that very long name again. How do you vote? She replies that she votes that we work with the humanoids and we wait until they are in position to lessen all of our casualties.
Okay.
The bronze dragon nods his agreement and says that we should wait. Let's see. All right, which dragon am I missing?
Brass.
Right. Brass and copper. Those are the two that haven't voted yet.
Copper.
Yeah, the female copper dragon that got her cloak back from Crow says that at this time she cannot offer full support and wait. She agrees with Proanther that it is time to attack. Which basically gives you guys a 2-2 vote on this one. Waiting on the brass dragon, who you can see is deep in thought on whether or not they should work with the humanoids or attack once the dragons have amassed all their own forces. He looks up and says, I vote that we work with the humanoids. You can see that Proanther is not happy about this and says that 3 votes for working with them, that is majority. We will wait until the humanoids are ready, and then we will attack with them.
We did it.
All right.
Guys, we did it.
We must feast.
This is the first time we've successfully completed a mission in like 4 months.
We're close for
So now we
celebration.
have to go. So now
no
we
one-
have to go deliver on all that.
Oh yeah.
We got this. I mean, no one died in this mission, so we're good. We're good.
Not yet.
Oh,
Rowan's going to look towards Lou. Yes, not yet.
I'm going to give him a sly stare.
All right then, let's get moving before somebody says something foolish.
All right. Aaliyah meets you guys outside, and you can see that she's ready to bring you guys back to the council so you can let the council know what decisions have been made and let them know that the Metallic Dragons will assist when it comes time to assault the Cult of the Dragons.
Hooray! Oh man.
We did it.
We did do it. We did.
Oh.
Is there much rejoicing?
Do we get a session where it's just celebrating?
Oh, whoa!
Each
Before
episode.
I forget, once we get back to town, I need to buy stuff.
I think we all need to buy something.
Yes, although that can be off because nobody wants to watch us, shop.
As you guys are getting on the Silver Dragon, you notice that Taz McKella comes out, still holding the cloak. She walks up to Crow and says, "This will assist you. You can have it. It's not that I coveted it. I just didn't like that it was stolen. And I agree it can be put to better use with you using it than with me having it in my hoard."
Crow will sort of incline his
Wow.
head and say, thank you very much. I'll make sure it's put to very good use, and I'll see it returned once my business with the cult is concluded.
The Bronze Dragon comes out, and he says, "This is for your guys' group to help you." And he opens up a small chest, and inside you see that it has plate armor in it.
Shit.
Yeah, I know.
Who can wear plate armor?
I
The
can.
one that has to decide if he wants to wear the set he's got or if he wants to wear the new set.
No, I can wear plate armor, but I won't because I'm a druid. Unless you tell me it's made out of stone or dragon scale or something. But otherwise, it's useless. None of us can use it.
But how do we turn down something like that?
Oh, thank you for this fine gift. We're gonna sell it as soon as we get to town.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's not very Urano-like.
It's the polite thing to do.
Yeah, give it to me, I'll sell it.
All right. Yeah, it's just regular plate armor.
Well, it's still 750 gold. That's almost a greater restoration.
Which we can always use more of those.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Upon receiving the gifts, you guys mount up onto her back, and she flies you back, taking the one long rest on the way there, and then she drops you guys off back at the council room the following evening after the 2-day flight.
All right. Well, that's gonna be it then, everyone. Thank you for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you hit that follow button. If you haven't already, join us in the Discord. It's where we hang out and organize all of our games. And that's where you need to be if you want to get involved yourself. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. We are playing tomorrow at noon Eastern. We're going to be playing Out of the Abyss, so it's pretty fun. Bye, everyone.